Hi. Welcome or welcome back. I just turned 24. I figure that there's not a better time than now to do this video because it just makes sense. So today, I'm just gonna be learning everything about my zodiac sign. I know a couple basic things. I know my big three. All right, we'll get to that in a second. But we're gonna do a little in-depth research onto my whole birth chart. All right, and then I'm gonna look into like my compatibility with other signs and stuff. So like, we're gonna find out if like you and I could be friends based on our zodiac sign compatibility. I'm an Aquarius sun with a Virgo rising and a Leo moon. I'm not like super knowledgeable on zodiac signs, but I know that like your moon sign is kind of like how your emotions process and just are. And then I believe your rising sign is kind of like how you come across maybe on the outside as compared to like your sun sign being like more like who you are on the inside, I guess. Let's look at my birth chart. I'm just gonna use CoStar to do this, okay? I have no affiliation or partnership or anything with CoStar. I just used to use it in high school. This is just what I'm going with. The sun determines my ego, identity, and role in life, it says. It's the core of who I am. It says that because I have an Aquarius sun, I am fundamentally unconventional and anti. That's what it says. Comfortable dissenting or straying from the norm. Your intellectual talent of... You carry a lot on your shoulders and have a need to fight for the underdog. It's in my 6th house, which means I can't talk today. It says that because it's in my 6th house, I feel the need to distinguish myself from others through work routines and bodily health. I fear. Here's the thing. I don't know if I would 100% subscribe to believing that astrology is real, but I wouldn't 100% subscribe to believing that anything is completely accurate. I just have a hard time thinking that we down here could have anything figured out. We can't even figure out how to like treat everybody like they're equal and like love each other just as human beings. So I have a hard time believing that we'd have anything, any specific religion or like anything to do with spirituality, anything 100% figured out. But I do think that bits and pieces can like make sense. So I fear I'm just proving the Aquarius sun allegations right now. What can I say? I do think that sometimes there are things that are a little too silly to be coincidences with stuff like this. So anyways, my Virgo rising is my 1st house. My ascendant is the mask that I present to people. It can be seen in my personal style and how you come off to people when you first meet. Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest. Sometimes when I talk to people, I will hear things come out of my mouth and think to myself, oh my god, I sound like a Virgo right now. No offense to Virgos, there's nothing wrong with you guys, but the Aquarius to Virgo, like, it's not the same thing at all. I think also anybody that sees this, I don't know why you would have clicked on this if you didn't at least think astrology was fun. We're suspending our disbelief. This video, this stuff is 100% real. That's what we're going with, okay? So whether you just thought this would be a fun thing to watch or you like totally actually believe in it and just like want to see like what's going on with me, we're suspending our disbelief. This is 100% real for this video, okay? I come across as precise, diligent, peace-seeking, and organized. I don't know if I'm really like the pinnacle of organization. I have my own systems and stuff. Like I'm organized, I guess. I'm not sure I come across that way. Guys, I need your assessment at the end of this also, of if we think any of this is accurate just based on this. Do I seem like a Virgo to you? Oh God. I might seem a bit too attached to work details and the pursuit of perfection, which sometimes makes me seem boring. Do I come across as boring? Oh my god. If my crime is being boring, your crime is being nothing. The pursuit of perfection thing I do fear is like very obvious. Leo moon, my 12th house. The moon rules emotions, moods, and feelings. Okay, I was right. My emotional self is dramatic, proud, expressive, idealistic, and somewhat self-centered. Anyways, I need a lot of love, care, and validation from other people, and yet I get none of it. I feel like I read these things and then I immediately prove that they're like accurate for sure. It's in my 12th house, which means I find security and safety through privacy, secrets, and introspection. Yeah. I just need to keep to myself. What can I say? Also, if anybody's here that's like really, really into astrology and stuff and you want to judge me based on my chart, feel free to put it in the comments, because like I don't know how to make judgments on most of this. My Mercury is in Aquarius and it's my 5th house. It determines how I communicate, talk, think, and process information, and how I learn. My Mercury being in Aquarius means my intellect is insightful, unconventional, and super meta, it says. I have a rich imagination. I enjoy intellectual banter, though sometimes I push my ideas onto others. Okay, listen, I have no problem talking about the way that I see things and such, but I always make it a point in conversation with people to be like, these are just my thoughts and opinions. I make sure to verbalize to people when I get into conversations that are a little deeper or more serious, that I'm not trying to convince them that I'm right or to think like me. Because with certain things, okay, there are things like human rights where I don't personally find there being much room for a discussion there. Like, we should all have them equally. But with like other things, like the way that people view like how they go about daily life, like how they think is like what might be the best way to do that, or like what works for them and stuff like that, or like how they've, you know, gotten through things, or like what perspectives they use. I make sure to verbalize that, like, when I talk about my stuff, I'm just talking about like how I do it, and that I actually value getting other people's perspectives and information on how they get through life, or why they like the things that they like and stuff like that. I think I'm rambling. Listen, I don't push anything onto anybody. At least I don't intend to come across that way. Like, when I'm telling you that I specifically say the words, like, I am not trying to convince you of anything or like change your mind on things. I mean it. I'm not trying to make anybody else like think or be like me. Just, you know, I want to address these allegations. It's in my 5th house, which means I'm curious about and inclined to analyze my love life, how to become happy, and creative projects. My Venus is in Aquarius also. It is my 6th house. Venus determines how and what you love, and how you express affection and qualities that you're attracted to. My Venus being in Aquarius means my way of expressing affection is unconventional, intellectual, and somewhat detached. Guys, God, I'm so weird. Oh man, I'm such an Aquarius. I can be bubbly and enthusiastic in showing my love, but typically I prefer to be more low-key. I don't know how to explain this. I think when I show love to people, I have done a lot of work on this, okay? I have no problem like saying, like, verbalizing to people like the love that I have for them, but like my tone, I think, is the only thing that stays low-key. Again, with the Leo moon, I have very big emotions and big feelings, so I'll say like really like out there things, like, so that people know that I love them, but I'll say it in a tone like this because I get nervous that I'm gonna like make people uncomfortable or something. I've done a lot of work on that. I'm more inclined to be less low-key about the literal tone of my voice when I say things, but like when it comes to actually like the words that I'm saying and like the actions that I do to show my love to people, that's usually pretty big and enthusiastic, as it says. My Mars is in Aries, and it is my 7th house. Mars is the planet of aggression. It's how you assert yourself, take action, and the energy that surrounds you. Oh my God. Particularly in your sex life, your ambitiousness, and when you're angry. My Mars is in Aries, which means I assert myself in a way that is to the point and impulsive. I love to make things happen and push things forward with energy and enthusiasm. Yeah. Yes. Who doesn't like to make things happen, though? The Mars in Aries being in my 7th house means I put a lot of energy into close relationships and long-term partnerships. This is a fact. My Jupiter is in Cancer, my 11th house, one of the 2 social planets. Jupiter rules idealism, optimism, and expansion. My Jupiter in Cancer means I grow and find understanding through emotions, intuition, and care. What were we just talking about? It's in my 11th house, which means I find success through social status, including platonic and casual friends, along with hopes, wishes, and dreams. My Saturn is in Gemini. It's my 10th house. This is the other social planet. Saturn rules responsibility, restrictions, limits, boundaries, fears, and self-discipline. My Saturn being in Gemini means I struggle with a lack of focus, restless energy, and getting bored easily. That used to be true 1000%. It actually used to make me feel bad when I would look this stuff up when I was younger. It's coming back to me now that used to bother me. That actually is not true anymore. So yay! How do they say this now? Uranus? My Uranus is in Aquarius. It's my 6th house. It rules innovation, rebellion, and progress. My Uranus being in Aquarius means other generations are shocked by my generation's unconventionality, intellectuality, and detachedness. So there's a bunch of people that see me on this one at least, right? This one's not just coming for me. You guys see me on this one, some of you, right? This being in my 6th house means this manifests in rebelling against dated expectations about work, routines, and bodily health. That's for sure. My Neptune is also in Aquarius, and it is my 6th house. Neptune rules dreams, imagination, and the unconscious. My Neptune being in Aquarius means my entire generation finds inspiration through detached analysis and intellectual pursuits. It being in my 6th house means that for me, it manifests in my ideal, verging on unrealistic and impractical about work, routines, and bodily health. Just because it's unrealistic or impractical doesn't mean it's impossible. Whoever got anywhere, playing it safe or doing things that everybody else does? Who? Tell me. Whom? Also, look at my sweater. I just got this sweater. It's so pretty. It's my favorite one now, I think. My Pluto is in Sagittarius, and it's my 4th house. It rules power, intensity, obsession, and control. My Pluto being in Sagittarius means my generation's psyche is comparatively positive, free-spirited. What am I saying? Free-spirited, curious, optimistic, forward-looking, independent, and confident. It being in my 4th house, which means I personally am transforming outdated structures of the home and family. I will never forgive you guys for pretending like Pluto isn't a planet. When I was just yay high, Pluto is my favorite planet. I loved Pluto. And then they're like, oh guys, it's not a planet anymore. Says who? Your mother. You can't just change your mind. Pluto never stopped being a planet to me. Pluto, if you're watching this, I love you. Let's look at compatibility with other signs now, shall we? We're gonna look at this website, zodiacsign.com. I don't know them. I don't know if these are accurate. We're just gonna look. Aquarius and Aries. Oh, we're not reading these all. We'll do emotions and shared activities. In order for Aquarius to awaken their emotional nature, it usually takes a partner with enough flexibility and patience to get there. We wouldn't exactly say that Aries is patient, so you can imagine the problem that could appear. Damn. From the perspective of an Aries, their partner is cold, distant, has no intention of opening their heart for them. Aquarius sees things differently and tries to stay rational at all times. Guilty. When Aries starts asking for the show of emotion, the true problem surfaces. For Aquarius, might have shown how they feel the entire time, but no one would guess what they were showing. Compatibility for emotions is 40%. Shared activities. Unless Aquarius suggests something truly unacceptable to their Aries partner, they will have an abundance of possibilities when it comes to their shared activities. With so much energy, their only mistake would be to stay home and not share a chance to get all that energy out of their systems. I love being friends with fire signs. I do. So this makes sense. 99% compatibility for shared activities. Fire signs are so much fun to be friends with. I think I'm a bad influence because if we think about this elementally, air intensifies fire. So maybe I'm not the best influence, but I always have fun when I hang out with earth signs. No! Fire signs. I always have fun when I hang out with fire signs. Please. Oh my God. Aquarius and Taurus. I have met many a Taurus in my life, and I have only ever gotten along with one. Taurus would like a secure, unbreakable partnership. Aquarius wants to be free of any attachment to this world, let alone emotional relationships. You guys kill me. You kill me. Oh my God, I'm going to freak out. Has anybody taken a moment to consider that? Because again, we're suspending our disbelief. Has anybody taken a a second to consider that maybe every time Aquarius has like tried to attach to another sign, they don't want it. It's not always our fault. I give years to people, years. I give them everything except the tone of my voice. My bad. I've worked on it. The lack of care that I have been given back from people. Everybody wants to say it's Aquarius. Everybody's detached. They don't want emotional things. They just want to. No, I do want it. I do. Nobody wants to give it to me though. So I'm not quite sure where the disconnect is here. As an Aquarius, how would that be my fault? Tell me right now. Tell me. You guys see that Aquarius thinks a little differently than the rest of the signs. And rather than be interested in that and try to learn about it, you guys are like, oh, they're weird. Aquarius is weird. They're detached. No, you just don't get it. Have you ever considered that you're projecting? Have you ever considered that you're the one projecting? Maybe you don't want emotion. Maybe you don't want attachment. Taurus will rarely fall in love with an Aquarius due to the fact that they don't recognize their ruler in a good context. Aquarius is distant enough as it is, and without excitement some other signs might offer. They will not exactly feel the electricity of being in love with an unmovable Taurus. 15% emotional compatibility. Shared activities. For a short time, there could be a number of beautiful things they could do together. After the recourses of Taurus have been spent, there's not much else they will want to do together. By recourses, we don't necessarily speak of money, but the overall energy for action. Taurus will gladly visit a strange place they've never been to, but after this, they'll want to come home and have a nice dinner. Aquarius doesn't have this need and always wants to be on the move. I haven't left my house in like a week. So either I'm an Aquarius poser or we don't know what we're talking about. We don't care to learn about Aquarius because they're different than everybody else. Your mother. 5% shared activities compatibility. Aquarius and Gemini. Emotions. We could say that Gemini and Aquarius understand each other perfectly when it comes to their emotions. Usually this is true, but that doesn't mean this is what they both need. What are we talking about? The unstable nature of Gemini can make them change their mind or their emotional state on a daily basis, and if they don't feel good in a relationship, they will set themselves free without overthinking the reasons why they had to do so. Aquarius is always in a rush to set themselves free from anyone or anything, so a breakup wouldn't be something strange in their world. In most cases, their rational mental natures will complement each other in an exciting way. 40% emotional compatibility. Shared activities. Aquarius is the only sign capable to really surprise Gemini. They're so different than everyone else and represent a step that Gemini should climb if they want their life to be unbelievable. This is not always the case because some of the Aquarius weirdness can be a show-off, designed by their need to mend their turbulent sun. Still, it is exciting for them both to enter this relationship, Aquarius to surprise and Gemini to follow them wherever they go. Their main activity to be shared is movement. 99% shared activities compatibility. Aquarius and Cancer. Emotions. The unconventional nature of Aquarius interferes with... I think I'm a rapper now. The unconventional nature of Aquarius interferes with Cancer's need... Oh, I got an email. Cancers need to stay in a peaceful environment, and this is something they will find hardest to reconcile. That homey, cozy feeling Cancer needs can be deeply disturbed by the rebellious air sign of Aquarius. They will bring stress and too much information in their life, and speed that cannot be handled by the subtle state of deep empathy Cancer has to live with daily. Shared activities. While Cancer will want to stay home, go for a picnic in the park, or to a furniture store, Aquarius will look for the highest skyscraper, wish for a new laptop, and read anything that falls into their hands. Key activity that could truly connect them is travel. Oh my god, Cancers, let's travel. I need to travel so bad. Although Cancer seems homey and unmovable, didn't you just say that? This is not exactly true. They'll want to travel far. Aquarius will always want to board a plane, and it would be perfect if they could parachute to a location where Cancer would safely land in a Boeing 747. 25% compatibility for shared activities. Aquarius and Leo. I love Leos. Leos, please hit my line. I'm begging you. Emotional compatibility. Leo is exactly what Aquarius needs to find love. It is a strange thing how they find each other on the grounds of their former relationships to liberate and shine as if they have been searching for one another for many lifetimes. While Leo is the sun, Aquarius is a lightning. It's a lightning. And it usually comes out on a rainy day. This is exactly what they need to understand. There's a time for both of them to shine, and they don't endanger each other's chance to do so. The only thing that can endanger their emotional relationship is their everlasting ego battle, and they should both pay attention not to be too proud to let go to love. 99% emotional compatibility. Leos, hit me up. I'm not kidding. Shared activities compatibility. While Leo shines, Aquarius likes everything shiny. The need Leo has to show off might be a bit disturbed by Aquarius' tendency to show what others don't want to see. Just like the sun and the lightning don't go together, Aquarius should take over on a rainy day, in a depressive crowd, or in places where they both feel as if they would drown. This is where Leo needs to give in and let their partner rule the sky if they can... What am I saying? This is where Leo needs to give in and let their partner rule the sky if they're planning to keep the relationship going. 90% compatibility for shared activities. I need a Leo in my life so bad. I'm not kidding. Anyways, in summary, signs of Leo and Aquarius combined represent the ultimate creativity, famous scientific discoveries, the first man in an airplane, and the first man on the moon. The moon landing was faked. Imagine. 89% compatibility overall. Aquarius and Virgo. Emotional compatibility. The emotional roller coaster Aquarius gladly offers is something Virgo will probably despise. The entire emotional world of their relationship could come down to Virgo worrying for their irresponsible Aquarius partner. This is a complicated emotional relationship because the worrying of Virgo degrades the personality of Aquarius, and the best of intentions could have damaging consequences. 35% compatibility. Shared activities. Their taste in many things can be almost the same because the same attention to detail Virgo cherishes so much makes some great people in their art. What? And this is what fascinates Aquarius. However, Virgo is too cautious and predictable, and most of the time they'll have trouble fitting in that Aquarius's too exciting, unpredictable world. 25% compatibility for shared activities. You know Spider-Man's a Leo, by the way. Aquarius and Libra. Emotions. They have strangely different goals in life, but if they harmonize them, their emotional bond should be very strong and develop much faster than we would anticipate. If you heard that, that was this. I'm opening it. The biggest obstacle that could present in their way is marriage at some point in the relationship. Libra is a sign that represents marriage and finds it very meaningful, as the institution Saturn would support. Aquarius might think of it as obsolete, even run from it. They will probably enter it only for practical reasons. You guys have no idea what an Aquarius is, I'm telling you. Do you know how bad I wish to be just out getting coffee and bump into somebody and then have like a slow burn meet cute like relationship and like a big fairy tale wedding? Do you know how bad I want that? You just don't get it. Oh my God. Do you know how bad I crave to have my one person that I am fully open to emotionally, whose emotions I also like can take care of and support, and just support in general, not even just emotionally, however like I can, however they need me to. You know how bad I want that in my life? And we're gonna sit here and pretend like Aquariuses are just so unemotional. I don't know. Maybe I'm like a healed Aquarius or something. I don't know. This is pissing me off. 80% compatibility. Shared activities. Aquarius will want to do anything, really, for as long as their life doesn't fall into a boring routine. Libra will have trouble deciding what they want to do, and this could drive their partner crazy. 65% compatibility for shared activities. Aquarius and Scorpio. Emotions. This is crazy. If love happens between them, the most typical scenario is for Scorpio to fall into an obsessive mess of feelings towards their uninterested Aquarius partner. Guys, I think I watched this play out in real time with two people that I knew in high school, actually. I don't know if one of them was an Aquarius or not, but one of them was a Scorpio. Oh my God. It takes a lot of work and commitment to reach the emotional core of Aquarius, and it is impossible to get there without spontaneity and trust. Scorpio can be spontaneous in situations that are free of emotions, but will rarely let their love for someone be part of a maybe yes, maybe no swing controlled by their partner. They have to understand that the relationship might end tomorrow and there's nothing they can do about it but accept it. On the other hand, Aquarius will have to comfort their emotional depth and be ready to make certain changes in their approach to romantic relationships. Shared activities. For as long as they stay out of their ego battle, they could find many things to do together. They will both like to take risks of any kind, and their best date could be anything from parachute jumping to a night out in a casino. The best way for them to spend quality time together is in some... Oh my God, I'm so tired of reading. The best way for them to spend time... No! The best way for them to spend some quality time together is in some sort of intellectual activities and competitions, because this would allow them to manifest their possible hostility in a healthy way. 60% compatibility. Aquarius and Sagittarius. Emotions. It's hard to set the scale for emotions in this relationship. It is a good thing that Sagittarius is so changeable, or they would have trouble keeping up with their Aquarius partner. Sagittarius will change their mind many times, probably going from one extreme to another because that is what they're inspired to do by their Aquarius partner. On the other hand, Aquarius will need to form attachment first and then wait for the certainty of their partner's love. 85% compatibility emotionally. I completely dissociated in the middle of that. I'm going to be completely honest, I really didn't pick up anything that I just read. Shared activities. There will be activities that Sagittarius will want to commit to, while Aquarius will find them silly or even stupid. I mean, that's just blatantly rude. If you're with somebody, why are you with them if you're going to think the things that they do and like want to partake in are stupid? It doesn't matter what your sign is. If you think of your partner that way and the things that make them happy, you're kind of scummy for that, just for the record. You need to fix that about yourself, or, you know, let them be with somebody better than you, because that's really lame. Still, in most situations, they could have a lot of fun wherever they go. Sagittarius will easily put on a smile and follow any idea Aquarius has, for as long as it makes sense or they have something to learn from it. 85% compatibility. Aquarius and Capricorn. Now, I dated a Capricorn, so let's see how this goes. Emotions. The emotional side of a relationship between a Capricorn and an Aquarius is something really strange. In general interpretations, they're both supposed to be unemotional, detached, and closed up for emotional interaction with other people. However, this is not exactly the root of their lack of emotional connection. In order to form an emotional bond, both Capricorn and Aquarius will have to accept the other side of reality. 5% compatibility. Shared activities. Even though they won't often choose the same activities, this should help them follow each other for long enough to determine what they both might like. It is only necessary for Aquarius not to force, insist, or speed up, and Capricorn not to inhibit, restrict, and deny. We just shouldn't have been together. 25% compatibility for that. Aquarius and Aquarius. Emotions. Aquarius isn't that emotional in a typical sense, but this doesn't mean they're not emotional at all. Really? Because you've been making it sound that way this whole time. When it comes to a romantic relationship, two Aquarius partners could feel a lot for each other, but are more likely to perceive each other as friends. Damn. 40% compatibility. Shared activities. Maybe they're a bit selfish in the eyes of other people, but they won't really think about it when they're together. They could go anywhere and do anything for as long as it is interesting enough, educating enough, or exciting enough. 99% compatibility on shared activities. And last but not least, we have Pisces and Aquarius. Emotions. Aquarius is distant and impersonal, while Pisces can't wait to get tied to someone from their fairy tale love. I'm actually gonna leave. I've had it. Their relationship, I'm getting mad. Their relationship could be exhausting for Pisces. Boo-hoo, oh, poor Pisces. What a victim of Aquarius. If they try too hard to find the response for feelings they might have, the distance of their partner will most certainly exalt them and create a special emotional roller coaster for Pisces that could lead straight to disappointment. They can make a safe emotional environment for each other only if the initiative comes from Aquarius alone. Shared activities. It's a good thing that the sign of Pisces is always open for change because Aquarius will gladly provide some. Their interests can be quite similar, and with certain compromises, they could find a lot to do together. Pisces will want unusual, surprising, and exciting things, but followed with romance. Extreme activities can go, and why can't you mix inspiring conversations with deep emotional understanding? Why can't you mix intellectual stimulation with romance? I'm not understanding the problem here. You can do both. That's what a partnership is. It's combining two things. Why can't you combine those things? Why is this a problem? Make it make sense for me right now, because it's not clocking for me. 40% compatibility. I think that's enough of that. I don't know about you, but these made me, as an Aquarius, feel like garbage. Apparently, I'm evil. I'm evil. I'm an evil, unemotional beast, and I tear down every other sign in the Zodiac. I'm awful. Nobody should ever come across me ever in life, ever. All I want is a relationship that's not a relationship, and I don't want to know anything about you or the way you think or the way you feel. I don't want to know any of it. Unemotional? I'm about to cry over this. What are we talking about? Anyways, I upload new videos every Monday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's something a little different every week, so if you enjoyed this video or you want to see any of the other things that my Aquarian brain comes up with, feel free to subscribe. I always appreciate it. If you don't want to, it's okay. I understand. But like, if you do, that'd be cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see any of the other places I exist, my Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch are all linked down below. Have a good rest of your day, night, week, month, year, life. All of it. Bye!